Man, oh man, it is a lot going on in the world of Caitlin Clark. New sponsorships to the left, new deals to the right. It's a lot going on. We are gonna get to everything. Caitlin Clark, did you turn down $15 million? Oh, that's a boss move. Oh, that's a crazy boss.
Okay, get this. Imagine claiming you're the reason everyone's watching the WNBA, right? Then almost out of nowhere, Caitlin Clark just blinks and bam, a $15 million offer lands in her lap. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is still probably waiting for someone to Venmo her lunch money. This isn't just a glow up versus glow down, it's practically a comedy sketch. Caitlin's stacking millions like their pocket change, while Angel's biggest contract is apparently her latest TikTok drama. You need to stick around because this story isn't just brutal, it's pure gold. Forget reality TV, this is way better. And guess what? She's coming back to games super soon.
So, Caitlin Clark, it has been revealed that Ice Cube offered her $1.5 million per game. And this is my favorite thing, is that the big three will use Caitlin Clark in every bit of their promotion. But you know, Rachel Demita quote tweet something about Caitlin Clark and she lost her job. Let's never forget that.
So, Caitlin Clark just casually brushed off $15 million like it was a soggy half-off yogurt coupon. Can you even imagine that kind of flex? To stare at a literal mountain of cash taller than the Statue of Liberty and just, well, shrug. Most of us would be buying a private island, paving our driveways with gold, or at the very least, emptying out our Amazon carts. But Caitlin, she just flicked that insane offer away like it was a piece of lint on her warm-up jacket. Unbelievable.
Clark reportedly turned down $15 million. $15 million? Bro, 15. Hey, listen, I understand. You got Nike deals, you got freaking PGA Golf Tour, Live Golf Tour, you got hockey sponsor. I know you got a lot going on, but to turn down 15 M's, unrivaled. If y'all thought a few million and some equity was gonna get her to show up and play in your league, you got another thing coming. I said it. If Unrivaled want Caitlin Clark, y'all, a minimum of 10 million plus like 50% ownership of the whole league.
Let's be real for a second. $15 million in the WNBA? That's not just a big deal. That's like getting offered the actual crown jewels, the Mona Lisa, and Beyonce's Netflix password, all wrapped up in one package. We're talking generational wealth here, folks. Enough to secure your grandkids' future. Buy a lifetime supply of iced lattes. You get the picture. But apparently, that monster number just wasn't Caitlin's number, and that instantly makes everyone hit pause and realize, whoa, this isn't just a basketball player. This is a brand, and she just happens to play basketball whenever she feels like it.
Tattoo voice of the big three talking about it.
15? I thought that she was 5.
No, 15.
Woo.
After it started at 5.
Right.
But the official final offer was $15 million for 10 weeks.
I wonder how much money Caitlin Clark is actually making. Like, I think that, like, some of those talks, apparently it costs for her to go in person, it's like 200 grand for 30 minutes. Like, and she was doing two, 3 of those a week. Like, I would say
Caitlin's already raking in millions from deals like Panini, but honestly, I don't think the league has even fully processed what just happened. Literally one day, everyone's buzzing about her incredible shot making, those insane logo threes, and her record-breaking jersey sales. Then the very next day, she's flat out turning down a bag so huge you'd need a forklift just to get it into the locker room. And just like that, without even trying, she completely reset the entire market. Suddenly, $15 million isn't the ceiling anymore. It's Caitlin's nah, I'll pass floor. She's not just negotiating deals, she's rejecting them like bad Tinder matches.
I'm sure you all remember Ice Cube and the Big Three, and he made this
huge offer to Caitlin Clark, and everyone was wondering, is she gonna, I think they said publicly, I could have sworn they said 5 million, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, for what about a 10-week season, and would she take that? And then that, put an emphasis on the 338,000 that she's getting over 4 years for the WNBA, and on and on. And of course she turned it.
But here's the kicker. Over in the shadows, Angel Reese must be feeling like someone just yanked the spotlight right off her mid-performance. Remember when she constantly reminded everyone that she was the reason eyes were finally on the WNBA, when her name was in every camera, every microphone, every headline? For a good while, she really was the main attraction, the self-declared ratings magnet, the one feeding the culture. And honestly, there's something hilariously cruel about all of it. Angel tried so hard to become the gravitational center of the league, but Caitlin just turned down one paycheck, and the entire universe tilted in her direction. Now people aren't just watching, they're obsessed. Social media isn't just reporting it, they're treating it like a cultural earthquake. Headlines are making it sound like Caitlin just negotiated peace treaties or invented a new type of electricity. Nobody even knows who offered the deal anymore. All they remember is that she said no thanks, and suddenly she's the alpha of endorsement.
Caitlin Clark just made two of the most shocking business moves of the year. First, she looked a staggering $15 million offer right in the eyes and flat out rejected it. And we're going to show you exactly where that money came from and the real reason she said no. But the deal she accepted with Stanley reveals her true strategy, and it's a genius move that could make her far more than $15 million in the long run.
Imagine being a rival in the WNBA right now. You hit a game winner at the buzzer? Cool, that'll get a few thousand likes. But Caitlin Clark just refuses a deal, and boom, it's front page news, trending worldwide. ESPN's running emergency segments. Talk shows are spinning it like it's the next moon landing. The hierarchy has shifted so fast it probably gave Angel Reese whiplash. And honestly, this isn't even about basketball anymore. It's about narrative control. Caitlin Clark has completely mastered the art of being the headline, whether she's on the court or not. She just rejected a number so massive it could fund an entire expansion franchise. Suddenly, nobody's talking about Angel's I Bring the Eyes campaign anymore.
Offer to Caitlin Clark was $15 million for 10 games. I think the guy in the video says 10 weeks, but I can't remember if they play off the top of my head if they played more than a game a week. But yeah, think about that. She got $338,000 for 4 years in the WNBA. Now I know she makes a lot of money. I think she made 11.1 million in 2024 because of all her endorsements. I saw where she just got an endorsement from Stanley, the insanely overpriced cups. Sorry.
And Caitlin just did the unthinkable by saying no to more money than most WNBA players will ever see in a lifetime. Suddenly, Angel's whole I Bring the Eyes campaign feels like an old ringtone. Catchy for a while, sure, but painfully dated the second a new hit song comes along. Fans are actually starting to joke about it. Angel still has a massive following, of course, but right now, it feels like Caitlin's every sneeze would get more coverage than Angel's best game of the season. And let's be real, that $15 million isn't just about numbers, it's about symbolic dominance. Caitlin turning it down is like her saying, that's cute, but I know I'm worth way more. It's not just a paycheck she refused, it's a bold, mic-dropping, game-redefining statement. The fact that this is all unfolding while Angel is still trying to remind people she's the reason for all the buzz. That's the kind of irony you literally couldn't script better. The timing is absolutely brutal too. Caitlin's about to return to games super soon, which means her on-court dominance is about to perfectly align with her off-court empire building. The synergy is just ridiculous. Angel might get a storyline or two here and there, but Caitlin is operating on an entirely different level of cultural relevancy. She's moving markets, she's bending narratives, she's making even the WNBA itself look small in comparison.
After it started at 5,
Right.
but the official final offer was $15 million for 10 weeks. He must be making some good dough, and I just think that it was more like a league thing.
She didn't
more
want to
than
be
anything.
Yeah.
She had to give the WNBA
Yeah, And I'm sure many offers came to her, especially after that. I think we helped her.
Yeah, make more money.
With some more money. If anything, you got a name like Ice Cube offering you 15 million on publicly, man.
The whole situation is honestly like a reality show twist that nobody saw coming. Angel thought she had the starring role, but Caitlyn turned down one massive check and suddenly became the entire plot everyone's tuning in for. And this isn't just some short-term story either. This rejection sets the stage for every single future contract negotiation in women's sports. Every player is now going to measure their worth against Caitlyn's "nah, I'll pass" moment. That's pure power. One player is fighting to stay relevant. The other is casually rejecting empire-level money and watching the world explode in fascination. And let's not forget, Caitlyn's no wasn't even the biggest shock, it's what it represents. For decades, women's basketball has been fighting for financial recognition, and here comes Caitlyn, treating a $15 million offer like pocket change. It's both hilarious and revolutionary. Everyone else is counting pennies and she's brushing off millions like lint. That alone makes her the story, and as long as she's the story, Angel's old "I'm the reason people care" narrative is gonna keep sounding weaker and weaker until it fades into nothing but background noise. Angel Reese once strutted around like the league's megaphone, insisting that she was the reason people finally cared. She wore that title like it was a custom championship belt, swinging it in every direction, reminding anyone within earshot that the WNBA had her to thank for the newfound attention.
$15 million. That's life-changing money for anyone, let alone a rookie athlete. So where did this unbelievable offer come from, and why on earth would Caitlyn Clark turn it down? So the offer, as you guys can see in the article on the screen, was from the Big Three, the 3-on-3 basketball league founded by the one and only Ice Cube. And the first offer was already huge, a cool $5 million ball. But in a sign of just how desperate they were to get Clark, they tripled it, blowing it up to a massive $15 million. And get this, it wasn't for a full year. It was for a 10-week season. The pitch was simple: come play in the Big Three, be the undisputed star, cash a paycheck that makes most pro basketball salaries, men's or women's, look like pop.
And for a moment, that claim actually worked. Angel was everywhere. Interviews, magazine spreads, viral clips. She was the Storm, the league's loudest, brightest, most inescapable character. But here's the thing, storms pass. And what replaced Angel's thunder? Caitlyn Clark, who doesn't even have to scream to be heard. She doesn't need to remind anyone about attention. She just steps onto the court, drills a three from outer space, and suddenly people are talking about TV ratings and record-breaking ticket sales. The attention isn't optional anymore. It flows to Caitlyn like gravity. You can almost feel the silence around Angel's old catchphrase. Every time she tries to lean on that line, the audience just smirks, because everyone knows where the real eyes are glued now. And this $15 million rejection, that's the nail in the coffin. Caitlyn just raised the stakes to pure money. We're not even talking about attention anymore. We're talking about the power to move entire markets. Caitlyn saying no to that deal instantly made her the WNBA's top economic engine. She doesn't just bring eyes, she brings contracts, endorsements, and brands begging at her doorstep. Angel's old flex doesn't even register in the same weight class anymore.
2 hours ago, Stanley posted this to their page. It's a clip, and then it shows a basketball coming up, and then at the 22 mark, it turns blue. The numbers turn blue. So here's the blue 22, and at the bottom it says clocks ticking, history hits at 22. Which is funny because when I saw it, it's only got like 276 likes, not very many comments. People in the comments are like, what is this? Well, as a resident Iowan, I'm here to say I think it's Caitlyn Clark.
Picture this, Angel drops a solid double-double in a game. Crowd cheers, sports blogs cover it. Good stuff. Now Caitlyn sneezes in the tunnel on the way to warm-ups. That's a trending topic. Headlines everywhere. Sponsors lining up to turn that tissue into a product placement. Caitlyn has become the definition of undeniable. She didn't force anyone to watch. She just played, broke records, and then turned down a mountain of cash, making the entire world watch anyway. Angel's narrative, Honestly feels like a movie that was popular when it came out but just didn't age well. You know the type, huge box office opening, all over the internet, everyone quoting it, but give it a year and suddenly nobody's rewatching it, while the sequel starring someone else is smashing streaming records. Except Caitlyn isn't just the sequel, she's the entire cinematic universe. Angel's movie might still get a few late night airings, but Caitlyn, she's building the franchise.
T-shirt, just United Front was determined this morning, that we had a meeting for, and you know, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. That really needed to be mentioned.
She's like, why are you even mentioning this? And the answer is because everybody is pissed in the WNBA at the fact that Caitlin Clark is famous and is making them all richer. And you want to talk about a zero-sum mentality? That right there is a massive zero-sum mentality. Truly insane. She's making you your money. That is what Caitlin Clark is doing. So continue along these lines, ladies. Continue trying to basically body check Caitlin Clark every time she comes onto the court like it's a hockey game.
And let's not kid ourselves.
Look, Angel can still play. She's absolutely not some forgotten role player. But the cruel reality is that relevancy in sports isn't just about being good, it's about being iconic. And right now, Caitlyn is walking around with the kind of aura athletes spend their entire careers chasing. She's bigger than games, bigger than contracts. It's like watching someone argue about who invented sliced bread while the other person is busy inventing Wi-Fi. Sure, bread is cool, but one of these things is literally shaping the future. Angel might have gotten the conversation started, but Caitlyn has taken it so far beyond that the old brag feels totally antique now, like bragging about having a MySpace page in 2025. And this shift isn't subtle, it's aggressive. Angel used to dominate conversations, but now she's reduced to being mentioned mostly in relation to Caitlyn. Think about it. When was the last time Angel Reese made a headline that didn't somehow circle back to Caitlin Clark? Every rivalry, every clip, every storyline seems to exist entirely in Caitlyn's orbit. Angel wanted to be the sun, but Caitlyn's effectively turned her into a moon. Still visible, but only when the light reflects off something much, much brighter.
Know that you recently made a pitch to Caitlin Clark. Does your offer to Caitlin still stand? And do you have a message for her if she's on the fence?
Yes, it does still stand. You know, if she's on the fence, you know, we could talk about anything that's concerning her. I think we will accommodate her in any way, shape, or form, allowing her to play in the WNBA. You know, a guy from Barstools offered her $10 million to play in his rec league, and
even the business side of things tells the entire story. Caitlyn's refusal of that massive deal is going to ripple across every single negotiation table in women's basketball. Other players are now going to start demanding more because Caitlyn just proved they absolutely can. That's transformative. That's legacy stuff. Angel wanted to be the attention getter, but Caitlyn just became the market setter. Caitlyn doesn't have to remind anyone she's the reason they're watching. She doesn't even need to talk about it. The numbers, the ratings, the deals, all of it screams louder than words ever could. Angel's voice sounds small now, like someone shouting at a concert while Caitlyn is the one actually on stage performing. And honestly, it's only going to get worse for Angel's narrative once Caitlyn returns to games. Right now, Caitlyn's dominating headlines off the court, but soon she'll be back sinking logo threes, breaking records, and turning every WNBA arena into a sold-out spectacle. Imagine that double whammy. The woman who turned down $15 million is also the woman who can casually drop 30 points and make it look easy. Angel's old claim to fame will feel like an old catchphrase no one laughs at anymore.
And where the GOAT Caitlin Clark is going to be. ESPN has not always been the biggest supporters of Caitlin Clark. You see the nonsense that Monica McNutt and a bunch of others spewed consistently about Caitlin Clark on the network. Let's see if they get it right, because I'm telling you right now, if anybody not named Caitlin Clark is at the top of this list, this video will be ended within the next 10 seconds. I'm gonna put it to you just like that. We're not playing no games. We're not playing no games with y'all today, ESPN.
Even the WNBA itself is totally leaning into this. They know exactly where the money is, who's selling jerseys, who's filling arenas, who's drawing eyeballs to broadcasts. Angel might have played a role in the league's rise, but Caitlyn is the league's liftoff rocket. It's like Angel helped build a small business, and then Caitlyn walked in, bought the whole company, took it public, and is now casually rejecting billion-dollar offers because she knows the valuation is only going to skyrocket. Angel wanted credit for putting the league on the map, but Caitlyn just redrew the map, slapped her face on it, and is now selling the rights to Google Earth. And honestly, the more Angel tries to claw her way back into the spotlight, the funnier it looks. She's like someone trying to make a dramatic entrance at a party, only to realize the entire crowd has already left to follow Caitlyn to a bigger, louder, better after party. The metaphorical music has moved on and Angel's still standing there, waiting for applause that just isn't coming.